I've had this as my laptop background at work for about a year. This is nice. Something I've learned about this hobby is that theme parks are a dime a dozen. The way you can actually tell it's a theme park with a capital T is whether the toilets are themed.
Yeah.
I had ghosts talking to me in the Dance Macabre one.
So for a few years now, I've been paging my good friend Pagoda. Pagoda, according to the Efteling website, is the magic jester from Symbolica, a planet on the other side of the universe. Pagoda, who is always jolly, can be found in the park every day.
Hey buddy. He seemed distressed.
So we've been bumping messages back and forth, and he seemed very, very eager to invite my partner and I to come down and meet him. This is the story of a naughty space jester that brought us to the Netherlands on false pretenses. Because he wasn't even there.
Pagoda's house. This is where you meet and greet Pagoda. Okay, cool. Now we just wait for Pagoda to show up. Well, I'd rather wait for the real deal, you know, the big man.
But the Efteling theme park is one of the most unique in the world. It has some of the most interesting history, beating out the original Disneyland by a couple years. It's evolved through the years parallel to most of the world's themed entertainment. And they are so proud of that. It's just mystical walking through it. Disneyland, you know what you're getting. It's kind of a curated museum. But you know the brand of fantasy and retro-futurist sci-fi you're gonna get. Efteling, we weren't quite sure. Efteling is entirely original rides, or at least rides based on fairy tales and mythology and folklore. There's a ride themed to Alibaba, Arabian Nights. There's a dragon, a whole fairy tale forest of scenic animatronics and displays, interactive areas designed for you to just stumble across, and then loads of original story rides of a wealthy baron being cursed by ghosts. In fact, that's the plot of 3 of these things. I'm in love with this park. I've spent maybe 7 years saving up to go. But yeah, I just wanted to share my findings, find that little magician, and talk about what makes this park so unique and distinct and just special.
There are rows of empty seats behind us.
We don't have the room to ourselves, we might have the ride. And it's a 20-minute ride.
Hell yeah. Shake it, shake Sonora. Yeah, it's all just, there's no one here.
We're about to go into the park entrance, but I gotta show you Mr. Beak. I've seen him all over the place a couple of times. Hang on. There he is. It is bone cold, as expected. That's part of the aesthetic. Let's see your Efteling fit, babe.
Big puffy jacket.
Love it, love it. There is no rides in the skyline. That's a good thing for you, I think.
Yeah.
There really is a lot of walking. Like any park has such a grand entrance that you have to really work to get there. I'm usually the kind of guy who plays like theme park days strategically, and I'll plan the whole fucking thing out. But here we have so much time. I actually get to enjoy it like I'm a kid again. Erin, she is for Landia to me. Oh, the Pokemon hat's coming on. Let's get a look at that. Come on, this is the fit I was talking about.
I don't know how it looks.
No, that looks great. Yeah. Describe the scene.
He baked a load of food and dropped it on the floor.
Ah.
Okay.
What country is he from?
None of the animatronics are moving. Oh, now they are.
There they are. They came to greet us.
Hello. Hell yeah. Look at that polar bear dancing.
Where we go on our backs and die like the Haunted Mansion.
Oh my god.
Into the ground.
Oh my god, we're going vertical.
Into the ground.
We're going vertical. Here we go. We are now vertical.
The seat's so uncomfy for it as well.
It only goes halfway up your back. So.
Yeah, this is bad.
Hey guys. There's some friendly little guys.
We're in there, right? We're now visiting the Castle of Pagoda. Aaron, what's this one called?
Symbolica.
Hell yeah.
Symbolica is obviously gorgeous. It was one of the first trackless dark rides, and it does play out in the same way that Mystic Manor does. But the facade, the building is so big, you're going up rockwork that makes it feel like you're entering a real mansion. Pardo was there in this frankly beautiful pre-show, but no, he had no time to speak to Erin or I. This was disappointing. The ride though, anything but. There's 3 different queues you can go in which give you a slightly different version of the ride. There are elements and rooms in this ride that are the reason we went.
Whoa. Biblical angel.
Kind of groundbreaking. I would send them to my friends and they would say, what the hell is that and how do I get there? Symbolica's wonderful and added a lot to my trip. I returned in kind and made donations to the Church of Pagoda by spending a lot in the gift shop.
There is real temptation to get a Pardo. I think that was the goal, to get something as garish as possible. Yeah, there's a lot of good options are here.
Pardo slippers.
Slippers.
You can be Pardo.
Oh, I think I already am Pardo, that's the problem. Oh no, it has all the Efteling spoilers in it. Okay. No.
It was whilst I was on this ride I learned about the great lore of Pardo. There is a great wizard, there is a great king, there's girl Pardo, who I didn't know about, there's a girl Pardo, and frankly it was just wonderful to see him where he belongs, seeing him in his neck of the woods, being a naughty little bastard. At no point did I get the impression that he comes from space, that Symbolica is a planet on the other side of the universe. Maybe Symbolica is a portal. Perhaps it serves as an embassy. I don't know, because the rest of these stories are very Earth-centric and based in our history.
When we get a flat, it's just going to be all Pardo merch, bowls and plates.
Don't. If you make it sound funny, then you've already lost. That's how I part with a lot of my money, Erin.
How much are they? Can't see a price.
They're so sweet. You ever want a breadboard?
Yeah.
I'm in charge now. Ik stop deze toer. Dat u zichzelf nog in de spiegel durft aan te kijken. Stelletje ongehoorzamen. Wat is er aan de hand? Snubbels? Het kwaad dat ook heet is een manifesteer.
I feel like I'm in conclave.
But Father McMahon, you must repent. Erin's very religious, so this time's gonna fly for her. Oh, he's going higher. Thinks that no.
I want to talk more about the soundtrack. There's some beautifully composed pieces in this park. Sometimes you don't even realise a ride had a bit of music until you get off it and you listen back to it later. And then it just transports me. And then there's others. I just found this playlist that's all going onto my phone. And even without reading the titles, I could hear a 5-second section of one of these songs and tell you exactly what ride it comes from. I can't do that with Disney.
Erin started crying on the pirate ship ride, so she's left me to do the coasters for a bit. It's called Rattlesnake. It's the exact same make of ride as the one that killed everyone in Final Destination 3. I've been beating the shit out of a bit. It's properly snowing now, if you can't tell. And it's sort of like whipping me in the face like hail. So riding these is taking a physical toll now.
Papier. 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 Papier.
What's your favourite part of Efteling? What's it do?
Oh my god, what was it called? What was it called? This one begins with S.
Sandwich.
No.
Super Mario World.
No. What's it called? Stretch.
Space Mountain.
No, actually, the indoor coaster was really good though.
Oh yeah. On the big board.
And big bird move. Big bird move.
He moved.
Yeah.
He moved.
Big though. Big birds move. Oh.
A pagoda! Oh my god, there's a giant pagoda, one of 2 left standing in the world. A giant arm takes this pagoda into the air, and then it slowly rotates. But there was a point where, from a certain sightline, it looked like this pagoda was flying in the air. I think Symbolica sort of covered the arm, or we were just at the right angle, and it looked like it was just floating and spinning like a UFO. And in that moment, I felt like I was a child rediscovering magic. The magic of themed entertainment and production design. I was fucking wowed for that moment. And I think that's Efteling's biggest strength. Disneyland is preserved in amber, you know? That's my nostalgia, that's everybody's nostalgia, but we know what we're gonna get. It was amazing finding a parallel version of high-end themed entertainment and not quite knowing what was behind every door. Behind every queue. There were no queues, by the way. We went in February. Everything was a walk-on. Baron is a story coaster. And by that I mean on the lift hill, you'll get some of the coolest theming you'll ever see. As a ride itself, it packs a bit of a punch. It's not the tallest dive coaster in the world, but I think you're more going to it for the theming. The pre-show tells this really rich, cool fable. And as you go through the queue, there's a giant animatronic there, like you'll see in the biggest rides in the world. But it's not a thrill park. And I knew that when Pardo invited us. There are a lot of moments where we were just riding the railways, taking the swan boats across the lake, and in the various museums and diorama buildings. It reminded me of every family holiday I had as a kid that was exactly this. I felt like my late granddad. Documenting all of these wonderful, silly, grandfatherly things. Efteling is a wise place. If we're going to keep using Disney as the comparison, and actually a lot of Efteling creatives did help Disney when they were establishing Disneyland Paris. Walt Disney travelled around the world and gained inspiration from Tivoli Gardens. to Efteling, and it massively shows in his final park. But I'd say the most notable difference could be found in the park museum.
Look at her perusing the museum. Oh. Oh wow, okay. What the fuck?
And it was a devoted exhibit to the park's own history, all the people who had visited, concept art, and there was this wonderful film of the artist Anton Pieck. Anton Pieck is one of the best known Dutch illustrators in history, apparently. He was the first designer of Efteling, and all of his colour schemes, all of his designs, all of the 20,000 illustrations he drew for Efteling can be found somewhere in the park. Disneyland is a museum piece. You can never get rid of Pirates of the Caribbean or Carousel of Progress because they are history. They are truly World Showcase history. Efteling does the same thing, except the person it admires and makes exhibits around is an actual artist. I look at Walt Disney. He's an incredibly interesting figure, but he's the idea man. He's the money man. He's the producer. He's an executive madman who wanted to collect as much art as he could into one place. Much like, of course, say it with me, Adolf Hitler. No. No. I just thought it was beautiful and very revealing that Efteling would give the same amount of love and historical record to its actual creatives. Anton Pieck was a school teacher. He would visit the park constantly. They elected him mayor of Gnome Land. And walking around this place and just seeing all the inspirations from all of that old work, all those gothic fairy tales, I can't think of a higher honour than mayor, a governing body of Gnome Land.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. But yeah. Oh, scum. Oh, this is the sweetest thing ever. And there's mulled wine over there and a herbal cocktail. We are in an indoor terrace. Got a problem with me, huh? Got a problem with me, huh?
I'm trying to get a nice video.
That's her. It was really photogenic until I mixed it all. It tastes strong. You have a go.
All I'm getting is coffee.
Really? Nah, before whatever herbal liqueur they've got in there is like potent. He's a little animatronic, the guy with the head. He's conducting it. And honestly, props to him. Will I get back to fall out?
You forget he was there. He takes up the whole river.
Whoa!
He's in trouble.
You gotta help him.
Now this bit's spooky. I've just walked off by myself into a haunted mansion. Erin's not here and it says danged, which sounds like die, and that's scary to me. It just occurred to me with all the fairy tale shtick, the aesthetic makes it look like far, far away. This could be a Shrek themed area, and that's quite funny to me.
This place was fantastic. I love you, Erin. Merry Christmas and happy birthday. And to that illustrious space jester, Pardo, you owe me €30. That space cake went shit.